Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I'm Random Ross and today I review Tron. So, this is written by Steven Lisberger and Bonnie McBird and directed by Steven Lisberger, if I'm pronouncing that right. Starring Jeff Bridges, Bruce Boxleitner or something, David Warner, Cindy Morgan and Barnard Hughes. So this is a science fiction action fantasy film where a computer hacker is abducted into a digital world and forced to participate in gladiatorial games where his only chance of escape is with the help of a heroic security program, that being Tron. So that's the essential plot there. What did I like about this film? Well, this came out in 1982 and more technology was put into this film than the technology in our smartphones and devices. Yeah. So first of all, I thought the effects for its time were kind of cool. Yeah, like part animated, part live action. I remember when I first watched this, I was about a kid. It was on the Disney Channel and I watched it, but I didn't quite get it. I didn't understand what was going on. And I didn't really like it for that matter. But then Tron Legacy came out, I wasn't interested in that. But then I thought I would give, with Tron Ares out, I would give this a chance. And you know what? As an adult now, I feel that, yeah, I get it now. I liked it. I liked like I say, the visual effects. It was, the very, very early days of CGI. And there is CGI effects in this, but it's very dated now by today's standards. But you gotta give them credit for, the visuals at that time, because nothing like this had ever been done. And I feel that people were maybe not ready for that kind of stuff with Tron. And maybe that's why it flopped, but it definitely went on to become a cult hit and still is regarded as a classic to this day. So yeah, it was visually cool, visually good. I liked it. The story and that, well, I kind of think, again, I've seen films where like Jumanji or stuff where people get sucked into the game, and that's what happens with Jeff Bridges when this program, the master computer, takes him into the digital world because he's hacking and stuff. So yeah, it kind of is a bit of a foreshadowing as well, I feel, from AI technology, because we are in an age now where we have AI technology, artificial intelligence, and this one I feel was definitely ahead of its time, just like Terminator were. Because look where we are now, over 40 years later, how far things have come, how better visuals are by today's standards. So I feel that maybe it did have bits of the future, and it was definitely ahead of its time. But yeah, I thought the story was interesting. I liked Jeff Bridges in this with David Warner. They are the most two recognised faces I recognised in this movie, and David Warner playing a antagonistic role. I thought this had a good 80s score, and like I say, we're ahead of its time, I think, with the movie and its digital effects. But as I say, I feel it has definitely earned its place as a cult film. And you know what? I'm glad I watched it. It's about 90 minutes long, 96 minutes long. And, I kind of think, did it take them nearly 30 years to make a sequel because they wanted the visuals to get better by then? I don't know, we'll get to that when I go over Tron Legacy. But this first one, Tron, yeah, I would definitely say it was ahead of its time. I mean, yeah, there were a few pacing issues, like the opening and that, and it felt a bit slow. It was an hour and a half, but I gotta say, sometimes bits of it felt like it was a bit longer. But yeah, like I say, had good digital effects for its time in the early days of CGI, but not to forget, Disney weren't doing so well in the 80s. It was like their dark age. So maybe that's why Tron flopped. It wasn't until the end of the 80s the Renaissance age kicked off and really picked things up again. But yeah, the 80s weren't so great to Disney, were it? Yeah, maybe that played a part in its flop. I'm not sure, but yeah, Tron. Like I say, I'm glad I watched it. So ratings, I will give Tron. I think I will give Tron a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5 for Tron. So there you go. There is my review on that one. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description, so you can check all that out. Feel free to do so. So yeah, I've been Random Ross. This has been a random review, and until next time, I bid you all a goodbye.